and I was talking with my good friend here, Ross, and I said, you know what? We were having such a great conversation. I wanted to just say, let's go live. And he was game about it. Let me introduce you to Ross. Ross is a Black Label member of the Flow Track, and he's also a CloseGPT user, beta user. And he's already been using the system for a couple months as one of our first beta users, and kind of just wanted to get his impressions on, what he thinks our system does well, where we can even improve upon, like, so we can talk about what we wanted system, your impressions with open AI, with anything, the state of the AI industry, because I know you're already signing up customers, you're already talking to some really big customers about being what I believe you called it, your AI officer. What was the term you used?
So we have AI fusion specialists.
Mm-hmm.
And what we do is we specialize in creating a fractional AI officer for businesses who are looking to implement AI into their companies. So what we've done is we started with CloseGPT, and as it's been developed, I'm like, damn, this thing's too good not to jump into. And so I've been looking at other systems too, and we found a lot of different AI chatbots out there and a lot of different AI systems that do different things. But this one's cool, man. Like, there's just so many features to this that others just don't have. And the fact that it integrates directly into the CRM and can be agnostically used in other CRMs is one of the biggest benefits that I've seen to it. So I know we're all excited for this thing to launch, but as far as it goes, man, I was playing with it today, and holy shit, it's pretty cool, dude. It's looks like it's about ready to launch. I don't know if you guys are announcing when that's happening yet, but hopefully
any moment. We're writing the help docs and making some last minute tweaks to the UI, and it's really we're very, very close. Like, we can't get it out fast enough. I mean, we've had quite a few beta members that jumped in. We're taking all that feedback, we're making enhancements even today to make the system that much better. It's really exciting. And do you mind telling people, like you were one of the first people I talked to that actually built an open AI, the GPT, where
the
can you
custom
explain what that is real quick?
Yeah, so when OpenAI, I don't know, it's been like a month or two ago, they launched the custom GPTs where you can go in and you create your own custom AI system. So you can use Dolly, you can use all the GPT-4, all the things that are available, and you can custom build them. And on the back end, you can actually API and create that into systems. And I've done that for a few people, and it works really well if you want internal systems, especially. Where I found struggles with it are putting the guardrails on it, right? So what you guys have done over here with Close is put guardrails on it to where it's not going to go and hallucinate. It's not going to go off the hinges and order you a pizza whenever somebody wants to order solar, right? It's going to keep the person on topic and it's going to roll with them. The other thing that I've run into with the custom GPTs is not being able to send like a booking link and all these things. So to be able to do those things here is different, but with ChatGPT and the custom GPTs, I really like it for certain things. It's really cool to be able to do marketing. And what I've done here is paired the CloseGPT system with doing my marketing and SOPs through ChatGPT first. So I'll create custom GPTs there. So one of them that I do is I'll use Guide to create an SOP for how we do things in the in our company or in your company, whatever it is. Mm-hmm. Then I'll take that SOP and throw it in, or that step-by-step process, and throw it into ChatGPT where I have my own SOP format there. That will spit out an SOP for me, and then I'll bring it back into CloseGPT, and I'm training my internal AI on those SOPs so that you can use that, and then basically you have a trainer in-house for that. So it's really cool to pair them all together because every AI system has its own unique features out there. So it's about finding the right one for you. And quite frankly, for what we do, finding the right one for our customer. There are people that I put in Munch to chop their videos with Guide for SOPs. And then I've told them, hey, you probably aren't doing enough lead flow to need a CloseGPT or my version of the AI VAs to do that yet, and we're holding off. But the goal is to use these other AI systems to build them up to where this then makes sense. Because I had a conversation this morning with a client. Well, I didn't. The AI had a whole conversation, and they got them to book for me just off of the content that I put out. Super cool.
Nice. And you would say one of the big challenges you see in general is keeping AI on point. Like you use an example, like you were working with a solar company, and if you were to ask it to order a pizza, it would, depending on the system, it may say, sure, no problem. Or it would just confirm because it just didn't understand. It was just trying to be helpful. Am I correct?
Yeah. And so part of that too is with ChatGPT, all these GPTs get me all throwing the words out there. So with ChatGPT, what I've done is I build out what I tried to do is build out a CloseGPT that is step by step using ChatGPT with a custom GPT for each stage, and trying to mimic this really because I was impatient. And I'm like, this thing's badass. Let me see if I can build something for my clients while I wait on this thing to be ready to go. And I've not been able to reproduce it. To be able to put the guardrails on it and to be able to keep it on point, it's amazing. Yeah, so you're pulling it up here. These stages are what makes this powerful. And it's not necessarily the fact that they're stages, it's the user interface and the fact that it's so easy. So to do it with ChatGPT, it'll take me a couple of days. You got to API each and every one of those custom GPTs into it. You got to build out the prompts to make sure that it's staying on point. And even then, it's still ChatGPT, so it has access to everything. And here, I don't know what you guys did on the back end to really keep it on task, but it stays on task. And another one that I will compare it to is Air AI. And I posted this on my Facebook page yesterday. They reached out to me because I signed up for an account with them when they first opened. Because again, we try to find as many systems as we can to make sure that we're putting the right ones in people's businesses. And I never actually signed up for a paid version. It was something like 30,000 to sign up for them, and it couldn't even stay on task. It was stupid.
Right.
And now they're reaching out, and I've not seen it in their ads. I think they kind of fell on their face because they put the cart before the horse. And that's really, I'll be honest with you, my biggest fit with this has been that it's taken a while to get out, but you didn't put the cart before the horse. You want to get it done right. And I can't fault that. I'm impatient, but it's been good. But that's the difference. Air AI beat me to death. And actually, let me pull up the text real quick. So in a matter of 10 hours, let's see where it is.
And while you're bringing that up, Ross, I want to say that one of the things that we did with CloseGPT is we wanted it to be able to integrate into other systems. And one of the ways we're able to do that is with our agent webhook. And then we can go in for the advanced developers. We have an inbound and payload. So you can connect it to anything with an API. We're working on more integrations, but with the webhook, I can connect it to even high level, right? And we're working on an integration with a snapshot. I've already connected it to other SMS platforms. So, we wanted to make sure that people can use it with their existing stack. Now, obviously, ideally, we want everybody to be in our system as we continue to enhance it and improve it. But that was what you were referring to, that yes, everything you need is right here. The CRM, the forms, the booking, and all these other cool features with these actions. Right? We can go in these different stages and do these other things. And when you're using something like OpenAI or another platform, oftentimes to be able to do some of the simple things that I can do right now with a click, you have to do an API integration. And that is challenging.
It's not a good user interface.
Well, one thing that really resonated with me, because I've built in other systems too, is that something that I could build here with a little bit of experience. I've built quite a few of these close agents. Something that takes me 15, 20 minutes would take me 2 days in another big name system that everybody's heard about. And so we're even trying to make that easier. And what you're looking at here, if you haven't seen what CloseGPT does, is that we are creating these different stages, and the architecture here is really, really important, because in some messaging systems, you have this one big long prompt. And for those of you that have played with long prompts, you realize that you're lucky if your agent follows 80% of the instructions, or it might skip something, or it doesn't follow everything to a T. And, where we excel here with our system is we are able to really, really go out and try to get the sale. I mean, I cannot tell you how well this system does when you try to throw it off. In fact, I'll do a quick demo here in a second. Ross, you go ahead and explain, continue what you're doing with OpenAI while I get this test mode ready.
Well, I'm going to take a little bit of a jog over to Air AI and kind of go over, and you guys can check out my Facebook page if you want to see it. I posted it out there, but in a matter of 10 hours, they sent me a message, said, "Hey Ross, it's Air AI team. Seen you created an account, wanted to reach out and ask if you're interested in reselling Air AI." I'm like, yes, cool. And then they asked me what kind of business I'm looking to get leads for. So I said, I own an AI company, told them about my AI Fusion. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 messages overnight while I was sleeping came in, and it just started hounding me. And so I said, hey, if I can't change how annoying this AI system is, I'll never recommend it. This is a terrible experience that comes off as desperate. Well, then they respond, also, I have availability to talk at 11 a.m., 4 p.m., 6 p.m., 7 p.m. tomorrow, which works best. And I'm like, there's no context there. It's not good. And I'll compare that to a conversation that using CloseGPT, the system that we use personally in our own company right now, even in beta, it's working better than Air AI is. And let me pull it up here. The guy messages me and he says, hey, I saw your TikTok talking about AI Fusion Specialist. I would love to learn more. It responds and said, hey, this is Ross, your AI Fusion Specialist at Maverick Solutions. I'm here to help you with any questions that you have about our AI systems. What specific challenges are you looking to address? Then it goes on. He says, I own a solar company. We're looking to enhance our customer interactions while we're talking. Do you know of a good AI system for video editing? I really liked your content. And then it goes through and so one thing that's really cool about this, actually, I have affiliate links for different AI systems, and that's part of how we get paid is we charge a little bit less up front because we know we're making money on the back end. And I recommend munch.io to be able to actually chop that up into smaller pieces. And it sends it out with the affiliate link so they can sign up right then and there. And this system sent that out. It goes on. He said, awesome, I'll check out Munch for sure. How do I learn more about your AI VAs? Then it tells a little bit and it asks, what would you like to learn more about and how can it, or about how it can benefit your business? And he said, yeah, that'd be great. And then it says, do you want to know more specifics? He said, well, can I get on a call with you to see it in action? Then the AI said, absolutely, I'd be happy to. Before we proceed, could you let me know your availability for a call? The guy says on Monday. And then it goes through and it says, hey, let me get back to you with the link. Pops back up. He says you can shoot it to me in a text, and it sends him a text. And so I blurted out again. You can see this on my Facebook page if you go check it out, and you can see the actual conversation. But this thing seamlessly goes through and it doesn't hound people. But the other piece I like about the system is that you can go through and you can set these little rainbow guys over here in the stages. I love that you can choose where they do and don't go. So now you can create it so it's actually conversational, man. Like,
so what you're talking about is a conversational vision. And
yes.
what that is for those people that are just seeing the system for one of the first times, one of the things that really we're very proud of is the ability to control paths. So when I am in the are you interested path, I can check what stages it's allowed to go to, right? So like maybe they are interested or they agree to book a demo. Well, I only want them to be able to go to the end conversation appointment booked, which is basically going to follow these instructions, right? You booked an appointment, confirm the date and time, and say you're excited to do business with them. But we don't want them to be able to go from are you interested to appointment book because we haven't booked the appointment yet. So how we set up a bot is we just go through these stages, give it its instruction on that stage. Do we want to do any actions? Like maybe we want to give them a tag. They're interested. Maybe we don't. If they're not, maybe we want to trigger a human rollover, which is right here. Or we want to collect some information. Maybe we want to know more about their business. We can do all that stuff. right here with a click of a button without having to API into anything else. And when we choose that, like right here, we're booking an appointment, right? And we get to choose our calendar and everything. And as I said before, once the appointment's booked, I just want to thank them. So it keeps the control of the system and keeps it really, really on. It's like a dog with a scent, right? You know how you were saying, hey, what if you ask it, can I order a pizza? Like, let me show you what ours does with that. How are you doing today? I'm good, right? So we are in the introduction stage, and you know this from training your own systems. When you have a lot of stuff going on, is it not hard to figure out where it's at and where you got to fix your prompting? And it gets really challenging.
When
not with CloseGPT.
And to piggyback on that, the other systems that I've used don't have a way to bounce back and forth. You're literally putting it into an automation. So there's one of two ways that happens outside of this system, right? You either put it into an automation, it has to go down the path that you choose, and there's a lot of logic that has to be put in there. You have to kind of go through and teach it context, or it's a wrapper on top of ChatGPT, and it's wide open. It'll answer any question that you have. So there are two different ways out there outside of this way that are really your only two options. This is the only system I've seen so far that has the ability to customize the path that it goes down.
Yeah, it's very flexible, yet it follows the instructions. Usually you when you get flexibility, you lose control. When you have control, you lose flexibility. And we have a really, really happy blend of both. One that I'm personally very proud of. And as you could see, we went to stage 2, and it's saying, hey, are you interested in AI, basically, right? What if I were to say, I want to order a pizza, like what you said, right? What is ours going to do? Well, some systems would say, sure, I can help with that. What do you want? Other systems would say, I don't know. Ours acknowledged it and says, you know what? But we're here to, are you interested in learning? So it brings up, well, what else can I do to throw it off? Maybe I'm saying, you know what? Not right now. I'm busy. Oh, I keep on hitting the wrong thing here. I'm busy. What is ours going to do? Is it just going to say, oh, okay, no problem? No. Ours isn't done. When would be a good time? How cool is that? And you know what it's going to do when I answer? Look.
And since you went back and fixed that, one thing I've noticed is it reads the typos really well. It doesn't get caught up on those. It understands the context of what's being said.
So I said next week because I'm busy, and you don't think that's going to happen? Look at that. Looking forward to our chance to connect soon. And it actually is, well, when are you going to contact me? And what it's doing is it is going to reach out right now. I didn't have to do anything else. You didn't see me program it. It's going to reach out next week. That's how cool this is. We are taking that feedback. Look at that. It booked its own appointment. And what it's going to do using AI is it's going to continue the conversation. So like my family, we're in the automotive world. I can't wait to upload our list of 10,000 contacts. Actually, we have 40,000, 10,000 contacts, and to say, hey, we have a special going on such and such product. Is now a good time? And if they say no, it's going to automatically say, well, when is a good time? And rebook itself and follow up with the people that are interested in hearing more. And that can happen in any of these stages.
Let me ask you this, Danny, because I've not played with this feature since it's been launched. Mm-hmm. Is there a place to see where the AI is supposed to follow up? Does that populate somewhere? Or is that something that's still being developed?
There's something, there's nothing there now. Now we have it back in the database where it is on its own schedule. We're looking at all options to do it. But remember, it's not booking an appointment for any service. All it's doing is continuing a conversation. If we are using our native booking feature like we are here, well, then that's going to show Google Calendar because that is booking an appointment like for you. if you are using the AI employee to reach out to your customer base or your customer's customer base, right? And trying to say, hey, would you like to book an appointment to learn about AI? And you're going to be the one on that meeting. Well, then that's going to show up in our calendar widget where you can, or in our calendar module, and it's also going to show up in your connected calendar. So those are the ones that it's going to work just like before. But as far as it just booking itself to just recommunicate, there's nothing at this time, but we're open to all options.
One thing that just hit me with that is, what if you have a really good lead that's there that said, I'm busy, but they may have answered some other things that you're like, oh, that's a primo client that I would love to work with. I would love to be able to have that so that, like Mike said, he's putting in the sentiment option.
Shh. Keep going.
Hey, I got to get excited about these things.
Yeah. We got some cool things coming up.
But I would love to see sentiment that says, hey, this is a highly rated prospect, and give a notification that you may want to do a human handled transfer to take over that conversation at that point instead of sending that out later.
Yeah.
So that's super cool.
I mean, this is what I cannot express how excited I am, because I could build this bot in 30 minutes. Test
what
it,
I've done really
ready
cool
to deploy.
So the cool part about that, because I've done a few demos with this, is my lead in is saying, hey, give me 5 contact points that you want for your client contact, whatever it is at the moment. So let's say they have solar. You have 5 pivotal points that you need to notify along the way of install. Let's do that. And I don't know, can I talk about the quick stuff in the chat?
Sure.
All right. So what I like there is that the quick links for the chat can be built like that. And it takes, as long as you're fairly good with building out a quick automation or whatever you want to do, you can ask them for 5 pivotal points, build it. It takes 30 minutes to an hour to build it out for the presentation. And now you have a customized presentation for your prospect that you're getting ready to show the system. So and that's what is really powerful to me.
So let me give some context, because obviously you're talking about a feature that's being released any moment with our CloseGPT. So if you don't have a Bot Neo account, you can go ahead and subscribe, and when we release it, you're going to go ahead and get it, right? If you want to get Bot Neo. Bot Neo is becoming CloseGPT. For those Bot Neo customers, you're getting this at no extra charge. If you're a FlowTrack customer, this is a wonderful, wonderful add-on to your existing subscription to be able to add another service. And I feel this new feature to show you that's coming out with it, it's an updated UI to the chat interface, what Ross was just talking about, and it's already live for the beta users. And let's go ahead and go into chat settings. So first, let me give a little context real quick, and then we're going to wrap it up, because we're getting close to we're a little over 20 minutes. So most of the customers spend their time in the inbox, right? The whole idea is we want to automate things to bring customers in. And when I'm in here, or a customer's in here, or a support agent, a CSR is in here, they're handling their business. And sometimes they need to do something. They need to update a pipeline. Maybe they need to add them to an automation or whatever. And one of the new features that we're releasing any moment now, right, is what we call the quick actions, right? And what that is I'm going to set it up real quick, and we'll do some training over this, is I'm going to create an action, and we're going to name it demo. We're going to name the action, and we're going to let it do a pop-up form. We have 3 options here, and I'm just going to show you the form, and I'm just going to choose a random form that I've already built, right? And what happens is I can choose the most common actions, the things that the customer service representative does every day. It could be add to a drip. It could be subscribe to a newsletter. It could be send a coupon. It could be send a booking link. It could be something that would require a couple clicks, but you do it over and over. And now, when I select a contact, there's a little button here, and I didn't change the icon, and that action fires. And here's my phone, or I'm sorry, my form. So now I can fill in information, and it's no different than the customer filling out a form. How I see people using this is, most people know that I'm real big about the coupon system, right? Well, Sometimes you're talking to somebody and you're giving a quote, and everybody knows a home service company, right? Well, imagine a home service company. They should be texting their customers, trying to close deals, following up on quotes, and they're using your inbox, right? And maybe you want to send them a coupon, for $100 off or whatever. And you can program your system to automatically send them a coupon. Or maybe they give you they want to sign up for a newsletter and you don't have their email. I can put their email here. I just put 2 things here. And as soon as I submit it, notice that it's pre-populated with the person's info. And I just hit submit and boom, it's now a form fill. Done. I just collected information and that form can fire an automation. Alternatively, I could just fire an automation. So remember, there's a couple of options here. I can just run an automation, and maybe this is to assign to an employee. Like maybe we have an employee that their job is to chase people, right? These people just fell off the face of the earth, and maybe we gave them a quote, and maybe this employee is meant to reach out, and their goal is to get them to re-engage. Hey, you got a quote. Do you have any questions? Would you perhaps be interested in another service? And we build out that employee. Well, I can assign that contact to that employee with 1 click. There's multiple ways of doing it, but let's just say this is assigned to Ross the employee, and I can change my icon. And let's just say that's it, just to keep it easy, right? And now I could be talking to somebody and they haven't answered and I have them selected, and I can just select, boom, done. It's now assigned to Ross. And now that employee is going to go do its job. This is my new favorite feature in the system because I believe in simplicity. And what I do, the reason why my brother took over my old agency, what he is doing is he's talking to, like, we come from the automotive world, tint shops, right? And he's going to think, hey, I want to send them a tint coupon, or I want to send them a PPF coupon, or I want to send them a booking link, or I want to add them to my newsletter, or I want to add them to a 60-day drip, stopped responding. So what we can do is we can create quick actions all along here. And when they hover, they can choose what they want to do. Done. You can update a pipeline right from here. You have an automation that says, when you click this, put them in this pipeline. So I can quickly do that. There's no end. You can do anything from the CloseGPT, BotNeo, or FlowTrack system with these buttons.
Let me ask you a question on that. Can you say I have a direct inline that doesn't have an AI employee attached to it, and they're messaging back and forth with me, but then all of a sudden they ask a question that is going to be more tailored for an AI employee? Can I create that quick button to then assign it to an AI employee and switch it to that phone number and say, hey, I'm going to have somebody reach out to you with an answer for that?
So button. You can obviously assign it to an employee. If the employee should be using the new, I haven't tested that, so I don't want to answer definitively, but I believe it'll use the existing number. But cool. Typically AI employees have their own dedicated number when you just give them to somebody. So we'd have to test that. It actually, now that I'm thinking about it, when you assign it, it would do it from the new number, because the AI employee, when you add it, it's going to use its default communication tool. But how would you do that? Let's say you're talking to somebody right now, right, Ross?
Mm-hmm.
And we want to have a button that fires an automation that will send them a quick text saying, hey, let me hand you off to my associate, Danny, and then assign it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we already have an AI employee basically saying, hey, you were interested in this in the past, and it has its stages built out. All I would do is go to automations. This is going to make you happy, man. I'll just create a new one. Okay. We're going to add them. So we don't need a trigger. Okay. All we do is we add an SMS block as if you typed it, and we could say, sure, no problem, whatever. Let me hand you off to my associate, Penny, and he can answer your question. Right? So that when it fires, the first thing it's going to do is send that message. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Then all we have to do is maybe put a wait step, right? Let's make it wait 2 minutes so it seems more natural. And then our new block is under AI chatbot.
And then you assign it right there.
Yep. Now I don't have anybody active, but if I was turned on, I would just click it, save it, and since I don't have anybody active, connect it, and it's done.
And then it reaches out with the intro message, says, "Hey, I'm Danny, blah, blah, blah." That's so cool. That's smooth.
And remember, and we're going to wrap it up. I like to call these AI powered employees.
Mm-hmm.
So what I would do is I would be talking to the business owner, say, "Hey, you're doing all this stuff, and you want to hand it off to someone that could just take that right off your plate." Well, I have an AI employee named Danny that when someone is interested in this product, it'll ask them if they have any questions. It'll ask them to book an appointment. It'll do whatever, and he could do it all automated. And then you can even set it that if it doesn't know the answer, to notify the business owner.
Mm-hmm. That's nice.
It's so wonderful, So, I have one more question for you, Ross. We're going to wrap it up.
Yep.
What is your favorite thing about the CloseGPT system? And then I'm going to ask you one Black Label question. I'm going to ask you the same thing about Black Label for those people that don't know about it.
Yeah, so I would say I'm torn, honestly. It's between the user interface and how quick and easy it is to set up and the quick chats, which I know is not a CloseGPT, that's more of a chat setting. But those are the two things that get me going about this system more than anything, because what it comes down to is user adoptability. The easier it is for our users to adopt it, the longer they're going to stay on our systems, and the more invaluable it's going to become to them. And those are the two things that I've seen that no other system really has. That yes, you may be able to build out pieces of that, but ultimately to have it already baked into one system that's the thing that does it for me.
Love it. Love it. Yeah. I got to tell you that this is for us to build in, and it's easy for us, right? As a service provider, that's my favorite thing. Right. Yeah. And then the customer, all they need to know is how to use the chat inbox. If we did our job right as service providers, all our customers have to do is come in here, run their inbox like they normally would, and then they can assign it to an employee by either a one-click button, or if I had them on, there's multiple ways to give it to them, and then they just let it do its job.
I'll tell you the practicality of that too. I had a guy who reached out to me and was like, "Hey, I loved your AI stuff. Can we talk about it?" I said, "Yeah, send me the 5 points that you need to have talked about." And he's like, "I'm gonna have to get you that next week. I'm gonna get all the information." I said, "No, just literally give me 5 bullet points of what you wanted to reach out for." And the AI is super intuitive and it'll take care of most of it. And we can tweak the rest while we're on the call. Every single time I say that to somebody, they're like, "Really? It can happen that fast?" I'm like, "Dude, you have no idea how powerful these systems are. They're just so easy to work in now." And that gets people excited and it gets them to jump on board and it kills the procrastination.
I'm going to build an AI employee while you're talking. Okay. I actually was talking to a marketing agency today, and they have a restaurant client, and they were running a promotion where they had to choose whether they were going to be on the green team or the blue team. Right, which all that was basically saying everybody that selects green is going to get a free plate of this food, and the other one, whoever wins gets it. Right, it was just a quick, easy promo, right? But the thing is, they had to promote it. They had to get people interested. They had to do a lot of work. And I said, "Hey, just out of curiosity, I'm just going to show you." And we did it live on the call, which I'm going to do now. And conversation goal, like to get the user to decide if they want to be part of the green team or the blue team. Okay. The purpose, we are asking the user to choose a team because the team that wins will get a free meal at our restaurant. Simple, right? I didn't put a whole lot of thought into it. Just real simple. I'm going to click next, and it's going to ask me my industry. I'm going to be in the restaurant industry. Okay, my company name, we're just going to say Vinny's Tacos, right? And the employee name, let's do Valerie. And let's just say promote, her job is the promotion manager. We're going to create. Now, I don't know exactly what it's going to do, but right now it's thinking.
This is one of my other favorite kind of low-key features that you get used to, but whenever I show the demo, people laugh every time. Is AI born or made? Either way, we're creating it now.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty clever.
So we're going to let it do its thing because it's really building itself right now. And tell me your favorite thing about Black Label. You've been in Black Label as long as, because I joined Black Label before I joined FlowTrack. I was an C owner, and I joined Black Label in September of 22. And you were around at the same time. What do you find about Black Label? What do you like about it? What do you enjoy most about being in the group?
I enjoy the group itself. There's so many good people in there, so many smart people. I learn something every week whenever we have meetings. But the biggest thing is to be able to have kind of a say in how this system goes, because we're having meetings. You're on those meetings, you're working with the devs. Mike comes to those meetings. We have problems. We can get things solved really quickly. And then the other piece of that is I can do Black Label in other systems. Essentially, I just have to buy a white label, charge my client that white label, and then upcharge for mine in between. And that's kind of built in here. Actually, not kind of, it is completely built in here. So it just kind of relieves one extra step that I have to take from that. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot to like.
Well, you're the software provider. While as over in other systems, you have to get them another account and everything like that. Yeah, when I originally joined way back when, it was because I was like, I get how many white label accounts? I mean, I don't remember, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can think of 4. I had 4 accounts with another white label system. I was paying $500 for a couple of them and $300 for a couple of them. So my monthly bill was easily $2,000, right? Just in software. And then I was able to join the Black Label, and I got 5 plus my 1. So I got a total of 6 accounts. Okay, we're done. I'm done talking about Black Label. Check it out. Let's see what it did. I didn't do anything. I just gave it these prompts, and let's see how it does right out of the get-go. Hi, this is Valerie from Vinny's Tacos. We have an exciting new promotion going. How are you doing today? Good. This is a heck of a starting point. I can already tell, right? Let's see what it does. And I'm going to follow it along in these stages. I haven't even looked at these prompts. Look at that. It even gave her a face. Isn't that cool? That's great to hear. I'm excited to tell you about our new promotion. We have 2 teams, the green team and the blue team. Each team will compete for a chance to win a free meal at our restaurant. Would you like to join the green team or the blue team? You know what? Let's do the green team because I like money. Green money. Green team.
You should say green money and see what it comes up with.
And how long would it take in? I mean, I'm not saying this is a terribly hard use case, but you could see a lot of thought went into it, right? It has a place for the introduction. It has a plane where it explained the promotion, which was 2. Well, what is this about? I bet you that's what stage 3 for. It built its own stage for that. And then it's asking for the decision, which is what we did over here. Great choice. Welcome to the green team. You'll enjoy exclusive discounts and special offers at Vinny's Tacos. Are there any questions you have about the green team promotion? Sure. I don't know what it's going to do. What do we get? Again, I'm just going to ask it. When we win. And obviously, I gave it the most basic of instructions, a free meal, right? Whoops. I'm just going all over the map here. And I'm on my laptop. That's why it's... difficult for me here.
Until you said that, I wouldn't have noticed.
And if I would have just said no, I would have said thanks for my time. And all I needed to do is tag them, right? I could collect data. I can fill out a form. I get built on this. Oh, we hit a snag.
So that I found is
Now,
because it says default.
What we're doing is we're adding the ability when this happens, like we're in the demo mode, we're going to create like red tags where I don't know the answer. We can trigger, and we're making some modifications here, right? When it doesn't know the answer, we can control what it does. And I don't even know if you knew this was here, Ross.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So in auto mode, it'll just completely handle itself automatically, right? In manual mode, it'll hold the message for my approval, but don't send it. In rollover no notification, it'll notify me, but won't message the customer that it's getting help. In rollover with notification mode, it'll do both. I can select this and say, hold on, I'm happy to help. Let me get somebody. Or only send a custom message. Now, I would probably just choose the auto mode more than anything. But I can also see myself using this one quite a bit.
I use the rollover with notification quite a bit because you can customize it. And you don't even have to say, hold on, let me get somebody. You can just give a delay, like, hey, give me a second, I'll get right back to you.
Right.
And then you can pop in, and they have no idea the difference when you go in the human rollover side and message them. They just get the message.
Right. And see,
cool.
The reason how this is why we do the test mode. Now, I know I need to train it, maybe give it a better answer, or maybe I need to create a stage. But look at my starting point. I can go in here. This was built for me. Look at that. It automatically, like it says, hey, do you want to be a green team or blue team? What is this? This is a revive setting. It's going to do after 8 hours. If the person doesn't respond, it's going to say, are you still there? Did you see my last message? It's going to keep trying. Most other systems wouldn't do that.
Or they go overboard and they just beat you to death.
Like their AI, right? So that's what's cool. I didn't do this. Provide a detailed explanation of the promotion, the benefits. This was done for me. I didn't touch this. All I need to do is connect my trigger actions. And I will double check my vision, but everything looks good at first glance. And I would do it a few tests, make sure it doesn't hit any snags. Maybe I need an extra stage. Maybe I need to add some training data. Maybe I need to put more information here, but it's not that hard. I'm already 80% of the way there, 90 with this one. Make a few changes and I'm ready to go. See how little effort I put into it? How long would it taken for you to build this in OpenAI, GPT agents, or whatever it's called?
I could have built it internally, but the APIs and everything that I'd have to done would have taken. I'd still be working probably through the night to get it done if I had a presentation tomorrow.
So you're probably talking about how many hours solid work?
At least 4 or 5. Let's just say that to be.
I spent more time talking than I did building.
Yeah.
So anyway, we kind of went a little over. We got really excited about everything. Ross, I want to thank you for taking the time of spending time with us. And, we're really excited to bring this out. Hope everybody's as excited as we are. Stay tuned. If you're interested in getting into the system, you can, in the Facebook group, comment below. If you want to subscribe, let us know. We're ready to go. I hope you guys like what you saw, and we'll be talking. Thanks, everybody.